I suppose we'll go ahead and now this works out because I took as my focus, I took intrigue, right? So when I go over to my little brother here, who again doesn't have any children, doesn't even have a wife yet, and I'm his heir, we might as well do this, right? So I'm gonna plot to kill him because we have a really good plot power, 187.9. All right, so we're gonna do that. Now that I did that, I gotta go to my plots and I gotta get backers. Now, if you click this, it'll auto invite plotters. I don't do that. Every once in a while, if I don't care, I'll do it. But I'll go in here to add people manually. And I'm at 187 just because of myself. All right, I am providing the 187 plot power. That's interesting. I'm gonna get somebody else to join me. These guys aren't gonna join. These guys are maybes. So the way you get them to join is I will give them a gift. So I'm gonna give this guy 23 bucks. His opinion of me goes up, and just because I gave him that gift, now I'll click on him and he will automatically join. All right, boom. Because now he likes me. He's happy because I gave him some money. Basically, I bribed the guy to join. So a little message will pop up saying, there he goes. Peace be with you, an intriguing scheme. I believe I will indeed back your plot to kill King Athelred of Wessex. All right, so now we have a 209.2% plot power, which is super good. So we'll just let that sit and wait for events to pop off. Did I explain laws already? I mean, laws are laws. I haven't gone through each individual law, no. These are the laws for my domain. These are the laws for the realm that I'm a part of. My lord controls. So have I explained them one by one? No. Status of women, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. Again, hovering over this stuff will tell you what it is, right? Revoke title, it's gonna give you greater, you know, I do want this done, but I don't want to mess with the council right now, especially because I just spent money. Late administration, this is gonna give you different laws. It's gonna give you different secession laws and stuff like that. Now, something like late administration is gonna be based upon this stuff right here, your tech legalism. My wife is pregnant. Yes. So I get 5 prestige for that, and I'm gonna have a baby. I suppose we can still do betting if we want to do betting. Where's my betting? Betting? Oh, I don't have it set up. I suppose we can still do betting even though this is a tutorial. Alright, boy, girl, twins, payout, 100%, max bet, 100,000. Alright, whoops, hang on, let me change that. There we go. Alright, betting for the baby is open. Do. Alright, my wife seems to be going through a particularly harsh pregnancy. Perhaps it would be best for her to retire for a few months from public life and think of her health during this delicate period of her life. I will tell my wife to take leave for her pregnancy. Yes, her health is most important. We need that baby to be a bouncing baby boy. Well, it doesn't need to be a boy. Not right this second anyways. Thankfully, my wife has taken my advice to heart and decided to spend the last months of her pregnancy in seclusion. All right, so what I don't have open all the time, you can lock this stuff open if you want, or just open when you hover. This shows me my domain. All right, I don't use this as much as other people are going to, but this shows you the domain, message rules. So here's the rules, because up here you can set message rules. Yeah, right here. Council, this shows me my counselors, who they are, or what their jobs are doing. So you can go in, by the way, I didn't do that. You can change your counselor's jobs. I'm gonna leave him on perform statecraft. He kind of just improves relations with whoever. My marshal right now is organizing the army. which means he might find better commanders for me, which he's already done, right? Steward, you know, your other options: suppress revolt, train troops. Train troops is good. So say you went to war and you took some losses and your troop numbers are down. I will look here because this is my levy for right here. If it's full or not. So if this is down, then maybe I want to put my marshal on trained troops in that county, and he's going to speed up how fast we get those guys back. It's not super fast, but it's faster. Your marshal, your steward, you can have him administer the realm. You know, smugglers enter domain. There's a slight chance of that. We're going to have him collect taxes. I can do it in one of the domains that I control. We'll have him go down to Dorset. My spy master, I'm pretty much always going to leave on scheme. So he's kind of uncovering plots and he's protecting me for the most part. You can sabotage though. You can build spy network, which increases your plot power. And you can study technology. Basically, he goes and steals technology. And then my court bishop, hunt apostates. I'm not going to do that. I will have him. Well, a lot of the time it's either proselytize if we have a different religion and I want that county's religion to change, or research culture tech. Boom. We're going to do that. So research culture tech, that means I might get more culture points. Yep. This is the Vikings. Yeah. This is the Sons of Lord Brock invasion against East Anglia. So technically the war is against these boys right here, East Anglia. But yeah, pretty much everybody's involved in the war. And then there's the Sons of Lord Brock invasion of Northumbria, or Northumberland. So there's two wars that the Vikings are doing. We started the game with those on. So it's this guy up here. This guy's doing it. The petty kingdom of Sudrea. And yeah, he's Norse. And they might win because they have more men's. It's not looking good for my homies. So the Vikings will probably take over some land here. You thought research tech only increases the spread rate? Research tech? I'm lost on what you're talking about. What's going on, Vogular? How you doing? Some other guy, but his brother is helping the Christians. Yeah. The wars are against him and him. But all these guys are involved in the war. My co-conspirator, Bishop Osric of St. Swithin, has let me know that King Athelred of Wessex will die by poisoned wine at an upcoming banquet. I approve the plan, because it's my only choice. So we're going to try to kill my brother already. If we do, we now control all this. We become the petty king. At first, the signs were small, easily dismissed as coincidences, but now they are becoming too frequent to be ignored. The omens surrounding my wife's pregnancy are terrible. I'm sure I'm misinterpreting the signs. I have this option because I have a high learning skill. High is 10 or above. Send your court chaplain to work at the advancement of culture in this country. Culture technology spread rate plus 0.75, 75%, yes. Possible outcomes: a great philosopher and a heretic find. So yeah, spread rate only. Success! King Athelred of Wessex died of poisoned wine. Unfortunately, my complicity was discovered. Who cares? I'm now the king. King Alfred of Wessex.
I want my bacon. I gotta tell you something. Bacon is good for me.
Thank you for using the humble humble link. That thing. Yeah. King Alfred of Wessex has inherited the petty kingdom of Wessex and other titles from King Athelred of Wessex. Yeah, keep that in mind as we do this tutorial. I don't have every single little thing memorized. All right. So chats feel free to, they may correct me on a couple things, but I almost always have them do technology, right? Or technology. GG, new game. No, I'm not done. So we inherited that whole thing. We're also gonna lose that war. Minus 100% war score and minus 45 on the other one. But yeah, I now control everything. All right. So now we get a whole bunch of other stuff popping up. All right. So we're gonna set crown focus. Where's my capital? So now we have this. What else did we get here? We got new domains that we picked up from my brother. So now we got the county of Wessex. And we got the county of Witharen. So we got that little thing right there. All right, so we have that and that. All right, so now my levy size jumps up to a max of 3,111. So there's part number one. I have open council positions. I need a new marshal. So what happened here is I just inherited his council, which is freaking horrible. Oh my lord, a 2, a 5, a 2. Wow. Wow. Was it that loud? Sorry. I'll turn it down. How did this not exceed your domain limit? My domain limit went up because I am now a petty king. All right. So that's why it doesn't exceed my domain limit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So I keep my 3 counties and then I inherited the 2 that my brother had control over. All right. The rest of this is going to be vassals. So that falls under my vassal limit. So we have 8 vassals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 different counts underneath us now. Basically, I'm a petty king. I'm a duke. Okay. I am now duke rank. And your domain is going to change depending on your rank is part of it. Your laws. And what other little factors they have in here? Your ruler stewardship bonus.
What?
Duke of Cringer.
Duke of Cringer. Hank, thank you for the resub 17 months. Welcome back, buddy. Thank you. But yes, with that change, my domain size went up to 6. And we have 5 counties that we control. That's why. I need to check this. All right, let's go in and switch all these guys out. We're gonna slap that guy in there. He's my best option. Plus, he's a powerful vassal. Yeah. Just because the game says they're powerful doesn't mean they actually are. But he is angry because he wants to be on the council. Since he's the best guy, we'll put him in there. So he's a minus 24 as far as liking me. Put him on the council, now he likes me. He's happy. We need a new marshal. That guy's the best. We're gonna slap him in there. Steward. This guy's a 12. He's better than that schmuck, even though he's a vassal. I don't care. That guy's horrible. I'm getting rid of him. We have 2 12s. I'll put that guy in there. Spy master. This guy loves me, but he's horrible. He's horrible. And that guy does not like me. Wow. Okay, we're gonna have bad spy master. Bad spy master choices. For right now, we'll go with this little measly 6 because at least he likes me. Court chaplain is 11. We'll put in Mr. 12 here. Nah, I'll leave that guy. I'll leave him. He's fine. All right. We have special actions. So when you're a duke or something like that, or a king or whatever, you can do crown focus. You can only do it 1 county at a time. This is now my capital, so I'll go ahead and do crown focus here. This tells you everything this is where you find crown focus. All right, it's this little crown button up top. There's a lot of times I forget to do it when I have a new leader take over, but I'm remembering today. All right, so it'll be more likely to prosper. May receive special events for that county. That's all you're doing. But your prosperity, okay, so we'll get into that right now because I haven't gotten into this at all. Your prosperity is down here. Where, god damn it, where is that now? Is it because we're not prospering? I don't know, they've changed this so much, now I'm confused. We have no hospital in the county. No major modifiers affecting this province. Isn't that where prosperity goes? Isn't that where that's gonna go right there? That'll change the prospering, right? Right now it's just there's nothing affecting it. I think that's where the prosperity icon. So your counties can prosper. They can actually go the other way, usually in times of disease and stuff like that. Right now it just says no major modifier. We have no hospital. Hospitals are added here. How much you can do there is gonna, the initial part is free, but how much you can do there is kind of dependent on your tech levels and stuff like that. How much you can add to that hospital. Forts, I never build forts. Forts are good for when you're attacking in pagan lands. If you're a Catholic and you're going into pagan lands and you're attacking there, it can help with your attrition and stuff like that. A little bit. What are hospitals good for? Disease. It helps prevent disease. It has, whoops. So the hospital is, you hover over, again, hover over everything, it'll tell you. Hospitals are constructed to increase the disease resistance of a county, which reduces the chance of epidemic outbreaks to occur in and spread into the county. It will also provide some protection against depopulation when you do have diseases go in there. Your initial building is fairly cheap. It's the add-ons to the hospital, which one really affects how well it works. Those are expensive. They get pretty expensive. They'll get up to like $800 and stuff like that. But the initial one's not bad, and it gets you started. Disease, of course, being we have no disease yet in the world because we just started. While we're on that counties though and building stuff. All right, so I control this castle. You can click on any of these. Now this is the one I care about, right? Because I control it. It's mine. I own it. We can upgrade things. All right, again, some of this, that's going to be, I don't have the tech for it yet. This is just because I don't have the money for it. All right, so I can upgrade that if I had the money. Now, all these are going to hover over it. It's going to tell you how it affects. So castle fortifications gives me a fort level. The higher the fort level, the longer it's going to take for an enemy to siege your castle. This is basically what it is. Shipyard. If I want to start getting boats, then I want a castle shipyard. And that gives me 6 galleys. All right. Now I can go and I can build, just because I don't control this, it's part of my realm. I can actually build here if I want. So if I want to make my vassals a little stronger, I can spend my money on that. I can even go over to this guy. This is one of the counts. He's now underneath me. I can build his stuff. I want his walls to be higher. I'll do, that affects levy size, tax income, fort level. I always do walls as fast as I can. One, it's relatively cheap and you get a couple different things out of it, right? You get fort level, tax income, very small amount, and levy size boost. I love walls. Give me all the walls. Jonathan's Gamecast, thank you for the host, man. Shitso, how you doing today? All right. Feel free to ask questions too, man, especially from here on out, because I don't know what other basics we want to go over. I'm sure there's things I haven't touched upon that people got questions about. I'm reluctant to improve their military defense. Exactly. Yeah. Stuff like that, as far as improve your vassals' income, awesome, because you're going to get some tax money out of that. Improving their military, maybe not always the best way to go, right? So interesting thing now. So now I control the kingdom. So now, if I go to laws, now we only have the petty kingdom of Wessex, because this is my main title, right? We still have this over here, but that's not my one and only title, right? Now my main title is I'm petty king of Wessex. So now that only shows. Now our laws switch over to that, which I helped my brother abolish council power by voting with him. So now there's no council power, so I can change. With no council power, I can just change whatever law I want. Now you're only allowed to do laws every so often. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do revoke title. So this right now I can't revoke titles at all for any reason. This will allow me to revoke some titles for some reasons. All right, doesn't mean without consequences. There still might be consequences, but I can do it. So we're gonna go ahead and do revocation of titles allowed. Lords of Wessex approved it because only I do it. Now you can see now this I could have done this, but now I can't do it because I just did a law. So I cannot change another regular law in the Petty Kingdom of Wessex until 870. I got 10 years until I can change another law, which seems abnormally long. I don't know. We can create titles. There's duchies that could be created. I'm not going to worry about that right now. We can imprison this guy for some reason. I don't know what he did. Wait, wasn't that the guy who just helped me kill my brother? He acted dishonorably toward me. No one will care if I throw... Okay, I'm going to throw this guy in prison because he failed me. He failed me. You failed me, sir. You made it so everybody knew I killed my brother. Is it normal? It just, yeah, it seems ridiculously long. I thought it was 5. I don't know. All right, so we've thrown that guy in prison. Now, it says 78% chance. Depending on who you're trying to throw in prison, you might have them rebel. Or they might run away and go to somebody else's court. So there's different things that can happen. That guy was a high percent chance, and he doesn't really have any power, so he got arrested. Now, we're gonna go look at my character because there's one big change to him now. There is one big change to my character. We now have this right here. Because I killed my brother and everybody knew that I was behind it, we are now considered a kinslayer. -5 diplomacy. So I just -5 diplomacy right there. Kinslayer, -5. And then general opinion of me, like everybody in the world, automatically has a -10 on their little score of whether they like me or not. And then people within my dynasty are -25. So, you know, if I had any family members alive, look, my sister, she is now -25 because I'm kinslayer. -25 at the bottom. All right, so there's consequences for things, especially if we get caught. I need a new steward apparently because I just threw mine in prison. So we're gonna put that guy in there. We're gonna have him collect taxes in Dorset. All right, there's my main stack right there. I guess we're gonna try to go fight this guy. Yep. My army's on its way to that, so we'll let him go. How many do we have called up? We don't have squat called up. Send them down. Send the vassals down. Okay, so when you have vassal armies called up, they start to get upset about it, like right away. And the longer you have vassal armies called up, the more your vassals start to get unhappy. I'm gonna send my troops down too, and then I'll call them back up. So this is how many you have called up, how many you could have called up, and then your max possible. So because I only had like what, 400 or something, I sent them down and I'm gonna call them back up. Boom. All right, there we go. Now I can get more troopy troops. We'll get them all together. That's where you live. So even other kinslayers don't like you for it, pretty much Flockular. That war has ended. Northumbria has been lost to the Vikings. It is now Jorvik. But we're gonna go try to face off against this guy, see if we can defeat him or not.
Wait a minute, what? Whoa!
Greyhaim, thank you for the resub. 25 months, man. I appreciate it. How you doing? Thank you. It's a long time. That's a quarter of a century. Quarter of a century, man. 25 months. Since I'm not the main guy in this war, right? We're actually in somebody else's war. I can't have allies attached to me. Which means I gotta hope that they jump in there with me. Oh, they don't always do a good job of attaching to you anyways. It is good tradition to have some gossips around a pregnant woman. Yeah, my wife is still pregnant, by the way. As her husband, it is my duty to provide her with the support she needs. I will have some maids dispatched. I will lose 10 gold for this. Gain 10 piety though, and then my wife's health is gonna go up. The other thing, titles lost on secession. Right now we're gonna lose everything on secession. All right. We're gonna get rid. No, don't go there, stupid. I was getting rid of this. That was what I actually went into laws for. Our inheritance is now changed. All right, we are now primogeniture. So if I have a son, boom, he's my heir. All right. Since this realm did not start on Gavelkind, which is actually pretty nice, kind of, sort of. Hey, where are you going? Now's when I need you schmucks over here. How am I supposed to take this bag for you if you guys don't come help out? Where are you going? See, this is why you're gonna lose, you moron. Why are you going up there, stupid? You're running away from your own country. It's 100%. He should lose. Although I just cleared it out, so now it's not 100%. And he's gonna go chase up there. So I guess we'll clear this out for him. A daughter was born. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. A daughter was born. Osbert. So I had a daughter. Did we have... Yeah, we did. We had betting. Okay, betting's over. Girls win. Right? Not twins, just a girl. Pick the winner. 8 people voted for the girls. Alright, so... we're on agnotic primogeniture. That means I do not have an heir still. Because it needs to be a boy. If it was agnotic cognatic, then she would qualify as an heir. But she doesn't. So we still don't. So this guy, this vassal, is going to take over. As is tradition, my wife, Insuit, underwent her churching after recovering and cleansing herself from her recent pregnancy. When she returned home, she was teeming with excitement. While taking the Holy Communion, she had a wondrous visions of angels leading our daughter Osbert to glory. This child is surely destined to greatness. How wonderful. Now, I can sit around and wait for 10 years. And if I'm lucky enough to live for 10 years and I get everybody happy, then I could try to change it over to agnotic cognatic. But I gotta reign for 10 years. That's the main thing that's holding me back on that. Okay, we're gonna die now. We're gonna die now. Big stacks coming our way. Oh, he's coming for me. Run! Alright, my sister, I have a younger sister. She became an adult. She now has 30 clerk. We are going to matrilineal and marry her to somebody, I don't know. To this guy. Oh, that guy's good. Yeah. Oh wait, that guy's pretty good too. Now we're gonna marry her to this guy, matrilineal marriage. Boom. Yeah, he might make for a decent commander. Get away! Oh, I didn't get away! We're gonna get squished. Alright. Alright, my sister's getting married to that guy. So this is our little battle. Now if you want to go real slow on this, I usually just speed it up, right? This shows you what each army is made up of in this fight. Alright. So we got light infantry, pikemen, archers, heavy infantry. It shows you the numbers. They are heavy on light infantry because they're pagans. They do have some heavy and some archers. Alright, so we actually kind of have a chance just because if we had more heavy infantry, we'd be a little better off, but his numbers alone will probably win. And this shows you the phases of combat. So there's their tactic, shield wall tactic. You can't have any control over any of this. Harass tactic is going on here. Yesterday's losses on this flank. So there's a whole bunch of little info. If you want to go slow and watch that. Oh, look, we did beat him. We beat him. So, there we go. I stand corrected. We smashed his light infantry. My wife has not been herself lately. I've noticed how she has lost weight and been overcome by episodes of intense fatigue. I will call for the court physician. So yeah, we're gonna win this fight. Although this guy's gonna jump in now and that's gonna make it worse. Oh, no, that smashed us. All right. I got screwed. We actually had a nice little victory on the first part. And that war is now over. So he now controls that. I can send my troops down. We'll start to recover. And let there be peace in the realm. With Vikings controlling a bunch of the land now. Okay. Pope has died. Pope Alexander II takes over. How you doing, Pope? He's a shy guy. We'll send him a letter instead of saying hi. Short-lived win. Wasn't even a full win, unfortunately. So now we're just going to let things kind of sit and chill. Why? Because I have no troops. I control a good chunk of what I want to control. What I can do at this point is I can start kind of eyeballing what I want. As far as, you know, when my troops are ready, do I want to start going to war and taking over some land? There's Cornwall over here. That's de jure part of Wales. So if you click on a county, you want to know what it belongs to overall. Because you're going to have de jure claims. You're going to be able to fabricate claims, stuff like that. Now, because I am Wessex, all right. Right now, this is Wessex, although that's just because that's what I control. All right. If you want to look, you can click on each county and it'll show you the de jure duchy for this is actually Kent. The de jure kingdom is going to be England, which isn't formed yet. All right. So now if I became the king of England, then I would have de jure claims on all of this stuff. This says England, right? So that if I go in here and I'm like, okay, I'm going to declare war on you, sucker. Right now, I can claim Mercia for one of my vassals. I can extort tribute. I can establish a tributary state. I can do border disputes. Border disputes are somewhat new. These are kind of rough. If you got nothing else to do, then you can go for these. But you're going to spend a lot of gold. You're going to lose a good chunk of piety. And people aren't going to like you too much for it. All right? If you read through that. Yeah, everybody who's landed is going to be a little unhappy. Can you see on the map how de jure looks like? Yeah, which one is that? Which one is that? De jure kingdoms. So this will show de jure kingdoms. All right. This is de jure duchies. And then this is de jure empires. All right. All right. Now, some of this stuff can change over time. You can speed it up depending on the rules you set. But I think it's like default rules. I think it's 100 years. So say we go... Say we have Wessex here, right? Now this is... Right here, this is actually Somerset. No, it doesn't do it by duchies though, does it? It only does kingdoms, right? Alright, say I took control of this. Devon and Cornwall. I need exactly this stream. What's going on, Ginger Jones? Yeah, and when this is done, I will archive it. I will maybe chop it up a little bit and put it on YouTube. It'll be in the... I'll have a section on Twitch in my VODs that'll be for it. So we'll just keep this stuff around forever as much as I can. But yeah, some of the stuff, say I took over Devon here, and I'm the King of England. Now, its de jure kingdom is Wales. Now, if I control this for like 100 years as the King of England, then it will become a de jure part of the Kingdom of England. It takes a lot of time, but you can actually get counties to switch over to be de jure parts of you. So, but at the start of the game, this shows you what the de jure duchies, kingdoms, and empires are. All right. All right. So if I formed a Kingdom of England, I now have a de jure claim on anything in here. Now, if you want to see what it takes to get something done, let me go over here to realms. If I want to see, okay, I have this much of England, right? How much do I need for this? Well, click on this. Here's create. And it tells you I need to hold at least 2 duchy titles. I have to have 200 piety. I need 390.8 gold. That can change over time. And then I need to control 51% of the de jure counties of England. So I need to control 51% of this. to create the title. I currently control 37%, 13 out of 35 counties. Creating this title would give me 400 prestige. It'll cost me 390 gold and 200 piety. So it'll tell you what you need to be able to form that if you hover over that. Nah. Hovering over things always tells you the things. Well, almost always gives you the information you need. Yep. I've seen some weird stuff where Denmark and southern Germany were de jure Germania, but all of Germany in between was Holy Roman Empire. Yeah, well, in the end, it is Crusader Kings 2. Weird things can happen, right? So if an empire or something or a kingdom is sitting around long enough, we have East Francia, all right? And then here's another way, by the way, that you can check. You have this little de jure button. So if I click on Frankfurt, all right, let's go to this county or this duchy, the Duchy of Hesse. If I click on de jure, it now shows me the titles that are above it that it belongs to. So the de jure Kingdom of East Francia, and then the de jure, that's a de jure part of the Holy Roman Empire, right? And it'll outline that whole thing. So now I can see, well, that's de jure Holy Roman Empire, but this is, I can see the individual countries that make it up right now. Irrelevant. Yep, I'm trying to go over as much stuff as I can. This is not normally how I play. and we kind of, we're doing a Catholic right now. At some point today, I'm probably going to switch over and start again and do start a pagan run and go over, because that's different, right? Now, I could do that with multiples. I could do that down here with the Muslims too, but I think we're just going to stick with Catholic and pagan for now. So many buttons to click. There's a million buttons in this game. Some of them do the same thing, just from different areas. Yes. There's some that I don't even remember what the hell they are. All right. Yeah, let's go back on realms. That way we can see that. So we kind of got peace. Vassal inheritance warning. Yeah, no, I got problems. There's plenty of problems. Because I don't have an heir. One. So what this is, there's vassals with worrisome lines of succession. On death, the titles might pass from your realm. So this guy has, this guy is his heir right now. This guy is the heir to Mercia. So I could lose this county to Mercia just from this guy dying. Now there is a law, which we don't have available to us yet. It's not available to us yet, because we got to get our tech up higher. That allows you to, outlaw that, limit that. Nah. And again, especially from this point on, because I think I've covered a ton of basics. Feel free to ask questions, man. Ask questions galore if you want. I will try to answer them, because I'm also going to be sitting and kind of waiting and chilling in game. You know, I could speed it up, but I'll leave it on this speed for right now. We're letting troops go up. We do have a little bit of money, so maybe I'll go in and we'll bump up a couple buildings here and there. I'll go ahead and bump up barracks. That's going to give me more heavy infantry and more pikemen. It's 175 bucks. It takes 500 and some odd days to build, and this bar will fill up as it builds. Can your troops cross straits like in EU4, or do you always need boats? Like, for example, what? If you're talking about this, they can cross. So you know your troops can cross something if there's dotted lines. All right, that's the best way to look at it. If there's a dotted line connecting it, if there's a dotted line, your troops can cross. All right. So my troops can't cross from here to here, but they can cross from here to here. All right. I can't go from here to here, but I can go from here to here. If I want to go from here to here, then I'm going to have to do boats. All right. So just look for the little dotted lines. That tells you what you can cross. This is the easiest way to do it. We got dotted lines there, dotted lines, dotted lines, dotted lines. Yeah. So they tell you fairly easily with that whether you can cross it or not. Walking across the IRC. Yeah. Yep. Well, just look at it this way. They're getting in little tiny baby boats that you don't need to worry about making. And they're gonna paddle across. Okay? Okay. What's the difference between Catholic and Islam? Whole lot. Secession is different. The ability to have multiple wives is different. You're locked into your secession law. The Muslim is going to be the government form for Muslim is Iqta. The government form for Catholic is it could be feudal, it could be pagan, it can be a couple different things. But yeah, no, there's multiple differences. Yeah, a wiki is probably the best way to look up those differences. I'm not going to be able to go over every single one. Yeah, no, as a Muslim or Islamic, secession is fairly easier to control, yes. Yep. Green screen is strong today. Is it being? Are you being sarcastic? I mean, look. That's the chair. Yeah, I don't know. Well, this is mostly the chair being all funky. I'll try to fix it. There we go. It's all messed up, man. All the changes to computers lately. It's just, and then the software keeps for the webcam just keeps messing up. My marshal told me about his ideas. I couldn't really understand what he was talking about, but he was adamant in his belief that this would help improve the military. All right, so I can spend 11 bucks, and we'll get military innovations, which is gonna military technology spread rate plus 100%. All right, so if you don't know what spread rate is, I'm gonna go ahead and adopt that. We went over technology a little bit as far as every time you hover over a county, you can see it change, right? All right, now there's no difference between these two counties, but there's a difference here. All right, you see the big difference here. So military spread rate, if the military spread rate is high, then the chance of melee techniques going here is gonna be better, right? It's gonna spread. That's on 2. This is only on 1. It's gonna spread over there faster. So, because you do have to spread, you got to spread the things. So, like, just because I unlock the ability to do castle walls 2 here, doesn't mean I can do it everywhere. It has to spread. That tech does. How does revoking a title work? Again, that's gonna come back to your laws. All right, we do have that available there. Let me pick some guy like this guy right here. All right, this guy doesn't like me. I can right click on him and bring up this menu, revoke title. Now, this is gonna tell you if it's a problem or not. I can revoke his title, revoke the title County of Wiltshire for 50 prestige. So it's gonna cost me prestige. I don't have that, so I can't do it. This will lower his opinion of me. What do I care? He's not gonna be in power anymore. But because I really don't have a reason to revoke his title, my other vassals are gonna dislike me by -15. All right. So there's a couple things that come into play here. One, he can say screw you and I'm going to rebel. Or he could just hand over the title to me. It's up to him. One of the things that I like to do, especially if it's a guy that I'm stronger than, is I will just do this. Call up my troops. Boom. Send them all onto here. All right. I will do this quite often. Or if I have a retinue, just send my retinue or whatever. And then I'll be like, hey, I'm going to revoke your title. And now he's more likely, because I already have my troops sitting there. And if I have more troops than him sitting there, it seems to make it more likely that they'll just be like, okay, here you go, here's the land, right? And if they do rebel, well, now you're sitting there and they can't do anything about it, because he's not going to call his troops up when you have a greater number already sitting on his county, and then you just start sieging and you do good on that, right? But let me go back into that guy. Revoke title. So if you're like, why can't I do this? Okay, I can click on it. He has that county. Why can't I do that? The button's grayed out. It'll tell you right there, must have 50 prestige. So right now, my only problem is I don't have prestige. All right. Now, depending on your government type, you know, like if you're Merchant Republic, you can't revoke. All right. So it's never going to let you. Now, if I had somebody, you know, all these are going to say no. Now, this guy has a county and a barony, so I could pick one. Again, it's going to be the same. I don't have a real reason to do it, so people are going to get pissed off at me. If this guy broke a law and I had the chance to arrest him, or he rebelled or something like that, now I have a reason to do it, and I could probably take his title away from him without problem. So say he rebels, I arrest him, throw him in my prison, I can then revoke his title without my vassals getting pissed off. All right. If he's a different religion, well then I gotta have this, right? I can have the religious control mandate. If I have that law in place, and this guy is, say, a pagan, he's a Viking, then I can take that away from him. The only people who are going to care are other Vikings in my realm. If I don't have any other Vikings, there's nothing to worry about, right? Or if I don't have any other pagans. Say, in this case, say it was like one of these guys, it was a Germanic. All right, this guy's Germanic pagan. I could revoke their titles all day, every day. In the rest, most of my vassals who are Catholic, they're going to be like, cool, do it. Now, same thing, he could rebel. All right. How does retinue work? I tried Googling it and I got confused. All right. While passing judgment on the criminals from the safety of your throne, a young noble is brought before you. You quickly come to the conclusion that the man is indeed guilty. Condemning him might not be the wisest choice, as he is of noble birth. If you were to pardon the man, he might prove himself useful to you, as he would be in your debt. So I have a couple choices here. Being of noble birth means nothing. I'll gain 50 prestige. I could release him and lose 50 prestige, but then I have a guy who owes me a favor in my court, and I have a new guy in my court. I never do that. Just give me the prestige. Boom. Right now I need it anyways, right? Retinues. Enemy planning to invade. Oh, come on, man. Enemy rulers are preparing invasions against us. King Heisteen of Namsborg. On 871, so in 2 years he is going to invade me. That's this little fella down here. How you doing, little fella? Alright, we'll be able to, he's gonna do an invasion up here. We'll be able to, by the time he comes around, we'll be fine. I do need to go ahead and, so this is what I was saying. My levy is low, right? Because we're at war. So I'm going to go ahead and take my marshal, put him on trained troops, slap him in that county. And now he will levy size plus 45, levy reinforcement rate plus 90%. So now we're going to reinforce that levy a little quicker. All right. Retinues, as far as retinues go, it's going to be slow early on for a feudal government. All right. It just is. You know, you got to bump up your cap. So right now, there's my retinue cap. It's 315. If you hover over these, it shows you, just to get one of these, it shows you how much retinue cap. To get this cav unit, I have to have 900 in my retinue cap. And then it tells you, you know, this is your upfront money cost, and then it'll also tell you projected monthly cost, because you have to pay these guys every month because they're a standing army. For this, 700 retinue cap. This, 725. Go down here, we're looking at 580 for a light skirmish. So it's going to be light infantry and archers. So you got to get that up. Right now, this tells you where it's coming from. My retinue cap is from my realm, 120. Holdings 40, cap per holding 3, from technology 162.9. All right, so one of the biggest ways to boost it up is this military organization. All right, so right now we're getting 162 plus 9% increase to our retinues because we're on this right now. When we get this full bar, we'll be at plus 300 on our retinue size. All right, and then there's buildings. All right, so you go in here. Let me remember. Right here, training grounds, retinue size plus 20. So there's one of your main buildings as a feudal government to increase your retinue size. All right, that's one of them. That's pretty much your main one. And then I think just because, man, I'm trying to remember. I don't force retinue too much as feudal early on, so I'm sitting there trying to think of exactly what it is. As a merchant republic, you have your ports, and you can add to your ports, and there's a ton of different ways to do it as a merchant republic. Because as a merchant republic, you're pretty much going to rely on retinues a ton. So there's a lot of different buildings. Your mansion can upgrade it and stuff like that. I never used retinues. Thanks. Make sure to use them. Yeah, no, they're good to have, but you gotta pay for them. Did someone say Imperator? 577 in game. Wow, 577 in game, huh? That's insane. That's insane. That's a lot of peoples. A lot. All right. Uh-oh.